This is what happens when travel globally turns tasty locally.
What you're gonna find here is Asian food that's been influenced by my travels and from all my dining experience from traveling abroad. It's all about flavor. It's all about just being playful and creative. Just super approachable and fun.
And you can have all these flavors and fun from around the globe and more at Mr. Kim's. Located in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, Mr. Kim's is the brainchild of Mr. Gary Kim, a chef with a true passion for travel.
I've had the opportunity of traveling throughout Southeast Asia and back to Korea, Hong Kong, China, and Japan. But I've also had the privilege of traveling to Europe, London, Italy, Spain. So it's taking little bits and pieces, flavors and spices, and molding that into the cuisine that you'll find here at Mr. Kim's.
Born in Seoul, Korea, Gary moved to the U.S. at a young age and attended high school in Portsmouth before traveling the globe. And when he set up shop, he wanted to present everything he learned during his trips in a place that lacked pretense.
We want to make sure that everybody that walks through these doors, no matter where they come from, they feel very welcome, very casual. They feel that sense of happiness and positivity, and that they feel like they're a part of that whole experience.
The menu at Mr. Kim's is approachable, yet creative. There are starters like the bulgogi sliders presented on a Sweet King's Hawaiian roll with spicy pickled cucumber and a charred scallion salsa, and an interesting spin on mochi, a dish usually found at dessert.
People know it as the ice cream filled ones that you buy at the Asian grocery. What we do is take carrots and we cook them down and mix them with mochiko flour. It's soft, it's crunchy, it's slightly sweet, it's savory, kind of hitting all the notes, and just a fun vegetable dish.
Other shareable plates include Korean fire chicken, served in a cast iron with lots and lots of cheese and plenty of spice, courtesy of Korean pepper paste. And then there are Mr. Kim's pork dumplings, cooked a little bit differently than your typical version.
We boil them, not steamed, so it's kind of like a pierogi, if you will, the way that it eats, but with a delicious sausage filling. And we serve it with ahi amarillo yogurt, fermented black bean mole, and then topped with candied fried garlic, scallions, and Korean pepper flakes. So each bite brings so much joy, and it's just something that's just very approachable and easy to eat.
The entree section of Mr. Kim's menu is just as interesting, with options like Korean fried tofu and a spicy lamb bibimbap.
Bibimbap, obviously another Korean staple, which people know. We take lamb shoulder, slow roast it for 4 hours, heat it back up with some pickled cabbage, Szechuan oil, and then top it over some crispy rice and some Thai herbs and shallots.
But the most important part of this dish is the fried egg on top, which doubles as a sauce.
You break the yolk and it unfolds, allows that creaminess from the egg yolk. Just mix it all up and then you eat it. It's creamy, it's crispy, it's got a little bit of spice and some freshness from the herbs. It's just a delicious rice bowl.
The crispy fried duck is prepared in an orange sesame sauce and breaded and fried to perfection.
So the crispy duck is kind of a play on katsu, basically like the Japanese version of a schnitzel. A lot of people describe it as having like a similar to like a chicken cutlet. So it's kind of a play on like an orange sesame chicken that you would get at a Chinese restaurant, but taking like the Japanese approach. People really love it.
Mr. Kim's fish curry noodles is a dish inspired by a trip to Thailand.
It's done in a coconut curry broth, served with some herbs and some pickled cabbage. And we take some local seacoast fish and we roast that and pour it over some glass noodles. So it's a great noodle dish, perfect all year round. It's something that I ate every day while I was traveling through Thailand.
And once your taste buds have traversed their way around most of Asia, they're going to need something sweet. And at Mr. Kim's, they have you covered with options like a tres leches mochi cake and a Basque-style cheesecake with marshmallow whipped cream and sesame brittle. And for Gary, the only thing more comforting than all of this Asian food he offers is the satisfying feeling of serving them in his hometown.
I've had the opportunity of getting out there and just seeing the world a little bit, but then coming back having a newfound appreciation for this area because it's a nice little town to be in, right by the water, and it's a fun little community. So to be back and to be cooking and be doing things on my own terms in a way is very rewarding.